Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch virtually world's largest COVID-19 vaccination program on Saturday morning. Country's COVID recovery rate improves to 96.52%. WHO team arrives in Wuhan, China to probe the origins of pandemic. Country celebrates harvest festivals of Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu with gay and gaiety. And in cricket, injury-ridden Team India to face Australia in decider test at Brisbane tomorrow. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch world's largest COVID-19 vaccination program on Saturday morning through video conferencing. This pan-India rollout of COVID-19 vaccination drive will cover the entire length and breadth of the country. A total of 3,006 session sites across all states and union territories will be virtually connected during the launch. Around 100 beneficiaries will be vaccinated at each session site on the inaugural day. This vaccination program is based on the principles of priority groups to be vaccinated and healthcare workers, both in government and private sectors, including ICDS workers, will receive the vaccine during this phase. The vaccination program will use CoWIN, an online digital platform developed by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which will facilitate real-time information of vaccine stocks, storage temperature, and individualized tracking of beneficiaries for COVID-19 vaccine. This digital platform will assist program managers across all levels while conducting vaccination sessions. A dedicated 24/7 call center, 1075, has also been established for addressing the queries related to COVID-19 pandemic, vaccine rollout, and the CoWIN software. Adequate doses of both Covishield and Covaxin have already been delivered across the country to all states and UTs with the active support of the Ministry of Civil Aviation. These have further delivered by the state and UT governments to the districts. All preparations are in place to initiate the program on the principles of Jan Bhagidari. The government has said that 2 doses of vaccine 28 days apart need to be taken by an individual to complete the vaccination schedule. The Health Ministry has come out with a series of frequently asked questions about COVID-19 vaccine on various aspects. Talking to AIR, the professor of G.B. Pant Hospital, Dr. Sanjay Pandey, said that protective levels of antibodies are generally developed 2 weeks after receiving the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine.
Total 2 doses of vaccine will be required and they will be taken 28 days apart and they will be taken by the individual to complete it and then the vaccination schedule will be complete. Usually the antibody develops after 2 weeks but the usual antibody to protect the disease develops only after completing the second dose of COVID-19 vaccine.
The minister said that vaccination for COVID-19 is voluntary. However, it is advised to receive the complete schedule of COVID-19 vaccine for protecting oneself against this disease. This will also limit the spread of this disease to the close contacts, including family members, friends, relatives and co-workers. Infected individuals should defer vaccination for 14 days after symptoms resolution as they may increase the risk of spreading the virus to others at the vaccination site. Dr. Pandey said that adequate precautionary measures have been taken too for the storage of jabs for successful inoculation.
India runs one of the largest immunization programs in the world and these programs have been well strengthened and they have been geared up to effectively cater to the country's large population. So India is fully prepared for this COVID-19 vaccination and adequate temperature and other transport measures have been taken.
The ministry said the vaccine introduced in India will be as effective as any vaccine developed by other countries as various phases of vaccine trials are undertaken to ensure its safety and efficacy. Eligible beneficiaries will be informed through the registered mobile numbers regarding the health facility for vaccination and its scheduled time.
India continues to leap ahead in its fight against COVID-19 with over 1,146,000 cumulative recoveries so far. With this, the national recovery rate has further improved to stand at 96.52%. The rate of new daily infection also continues to remain even below 20,000, with only 16,946 cases being reported in the past 24 hours. During the same interval, over 17,500 people have successfully recovered from the viral contagion. The gap between the recovered patients and active cases in the country has further widened. The number of recovered patients stands at nearly 48 times the number of current active cases. The active caseload in the country comprises nearly 2,13,000 people and stands at 2.03%. Out of these, nearly 60% are under home isolation and have mild to very mild symptoms. Over 7,43,000 samples were tested for COVID in the country in the last 24 hours. With this, the cumulative testing figure has reached at around 18 crore 42 lakh. The Health Ministry said this has also led to a commensurate dip in the fatality rate, which stands at 1.44%. The number of countrywide fatalities recorded in the 24 hours has slipped below the 200 mark, with 198 deaths being reported since yesterday. A total of 340 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection were reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 6,31,000. Delhi government said that over 6,17,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 390 people recovered and 4 deaths were reported in the city, taking the toll to 10,722. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is 2,937.
In Uttar Pradesh, the COVID vaccines today reached in each and every district of the state. They have been kept under strict security arrangements. A report from a Lucknow correspondent.
Additional Chief Secretary Health Amit Mohan Prasad said that almost 11 lakh vaccines have been received by the state government till date, and the vaccination will start on 16th January according to the guidelines of central government. In first phase, vaccination drive will be launched at 311 centers in state. He said that session for vaccination will be from 9 a.m. in morning to 5 p.m. in evening. Strict security arrangements are in place for the safety of vaccines in all districts with CCTV surveillance. In state capital Lucknow, King George Medical University will online release the list of 100 people who will get vaccinated on 16 January. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written an article in Manorama Yearbook on the year just gone by and the quest towards an Atmanirbhar Bharat. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said this global pandemic has brought to the fore India's national character for the entire world to behold as a resilient and united nation. In the article, Mr. Modi has highlighted the silver linings amid the pandemic and explains how 2020 was a year of internal discovery for the country. 13 scientists from a 15-member international team led by World Health Organization (WHO) arrived in Wuhan, China today to examine the origins of the novel coronavirus that sparked COVID-19 pandemic. 2 scientists are still in Singapore completing tests for COVID-19 after both been tested positive for COVID-19 antibodies. A report from a Beijing correspondent.
WHO said that the experts will begin their work immediately during the 2 weeks quarantine protocol for international travelers. As per reports, the team will spend 2 weeks in quarantine on arrival and 2 more weeks interviewing people from research institutes, hospitals and the seafood market in Wuhan, where the new virus is believed to have emerged. The team would mainly stay in Wuhan. Also, there is no clarity yet whether they will be allowed any extension beyond this period in case any such requirement arises during the course of investigation. Chinese Foreign Ministry said relevant epidemic prevention control requirements will be strictly enforced when asked about the 2 scientists' case who were not allowed to board the flights from Singapore. Anshuman Mishra for AIR News, Beijing.
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today said that India utilized the time during lockdown to upgrade the health infrastructure, build capacity of healthcare workers, and ensure availability of requisite logistics in the country. Addressing a webinar on Atmanirbhar Bharat through video conference, he said, today India is self-sufficient in the indigenous manufacturing of PPE kits, masks, and also in a position to export the same. Dr. Harshvardhan said Atmanirbhar Bharat has become one of the focal areas of the government around which all economic policies are being drawn up. He said Narendra Modi government is focused on bridging the gap between the rich and the poor and on providing equal opportunity to all the citizens. The minister said self-reliant India does not mean boycotting foreign goods but believing in the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. He said only a self-reliant nation can make its nation paramount. Science and Technology Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today inaugurated a new Institute of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, National Institute of Science, Communication and Policy Research in New Delhi. The new institute has been established consequent to the merger of two prestigious institutes of CSIR, namely CSIR National Institute of Science, Communication and Information Resources and CSIR National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Harshvardhan highlighted that the purpose of this merger is to combine the strength of two institutes in a synergistic way with a vision to become a globally respected think tank and resource center for understanding science, technology and innovation policy research. He emphasized that this will serve the society with its core areas of science, communication and policy research, which has proved to be so important during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Government has said that additional cases of avian influenza among crows have been confirmed in Dangs district of Gujarat today. Animal Husbandry and Dairying Ministry said after successfully finishing the culling operations, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh have completed sanitization activities. In Haryana, samples from 4 poultry farms have been confirmed to be positive for avian influenza age 5 and 8. The central teams formed for monitoring the situation in the affected areas of the country are visiting the affected sites and conducting epistemological studies. The Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying requested Ministry of Civil Aviation to allow uninterrupted transportation of samples for expeditious testing of avian influenza in designated laboratories. The ministry said in the light of the findings that many states were banning supply of poultry and poultry products from other states, it was suggested to review such policy as this will add to the negative impact on the poultry industry. It said, consumption of well-cooked chicken and eggs does not pose any risk to humans. The ministry said there is no scientific report available that infection of avian influenza viruses spread through processed products. In view of the reports from designated laboratory that samples of commercial poultry from Ghazipur Mandi, Delhi were negative for avian influenza, Minister for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying Giriraj Singh emphasized on removing the ban on sale of poultry and poultry products in a virtual meeting today along with Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and mayors of MCD Delhi. The Delhi government has revoked the with immediate effect. Following advisories from centre, states are generating awareness among the general public about avian influenza and how to deal with the situation. The 2 COVID-19 vaccines approved by the national regulator are safe. 49 eminent scientists and doctors have collectively assured this in a statement issued today. They urge the countrymen to reject the manipulations of vested interest aimed at politicization and defamation of the scientists, doctors and scientific community for the narrow vested interests.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch virtually world's largest COVID-19 vaccination program on Saturday morning. Country's COVID recovery rate improves to 96.52%. WHO team arrives in Wuhan, China to probe the origins of pandemic. Country celebrates harvest festivals of Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu with gay and gaiety. And in cricket, injury-ridden team India to face Australia in decider test at Brisbane tomorrow. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे. Welcome back. The budget session of the Parliament will begin on the 29th of this month. The session will commence with President Ramnath Kovind's address to the joint sitting of both the houses. The Union budget will be presented on 1st of February. In order to enable the standing committees to consider the demands for grants of ministries or departments and prepare the reports, the Parliament will adjourn on 15th of February. The second part of the budget session will begin on 8th of March. Subject to exigencies of government business, the session is likely to conclude on 8th April. On the 5th of this month, Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs (CCPA) has recommended that the budget session of Parliament to commence from 29 January and conclude on 8th April. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with startups and address Prarambh Startup India International Summit on Saturday evening through video conferencing.
The two-day summit has been organized by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The summit will begin tomorrow. It has been organized as a follow-up of the announcement made by the Prime Minister at the 4th Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral, Technical and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC Summit held in Kathmandu in August 2018, wherein India committed to host the BIMSTEC Startup Conclave.
Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras have registered a record sale of 484 crore rupees in the current financial year. The sales were recorded at the 7,064 Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras across all the districts of the country, selling quality generic medicines. Chemicals and Fertilizers Minister Sadanand Gowda said that this is 60% higher than the corresponding figures of the previous financial year, and it has led to the savings of approximately 3,000 crore rupees to the citizens of this country. The third phase of the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana will be launched tomorrow in 600 districts across the country. Spearheaded by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, this phase will focus on new age and COVID-related skills. Skill India Mission PMKVY 3.0 envisages training of 8 lakh candidates over a scheme period of 2020 to 2021 with an outlay of 948.90 crore rupees. The 729 Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendras empaneled non-PMKK training centres and more than 200 ITIs under Skill India will roll out PMKVY training to build a robust pool of skilled professionals. On the basis of the learning gained from PMKVY 1.0 and 2.0, the ministry has improved the new version of the scheme to match the current policy doctrine and energize the skilling ecosystem affected due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization, Dr. K. Shivan, has said that the hallmark of the Indian space program spearheaded by ISRO is its commitment to social welfare. Another unique feature of India's space program is its ability to deliver with a shoestring budget. When India became the first country to successfully reach the red planet on its first attempt, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had noted that even the Hollywood thriller Gravity had a larger budget at $100 million. Speaking exclusively to AIR News, the chairman of ISRO, Dr. K. Shivan, said that the country's space program has helped its farmers and fishermen in a great way.
The satellite technology. The first experiment, I would say, the site, that is the satellite instructional television experiment. It was that oldest experiment conducted in ISRO, which really gave a benefit for that farmers and other people. Our satellite is providing a lot of services in terms of identifying the potential fishing zone for the fishermen and for farmers. Then very recently we introduced one fisherman app. So this app, it is making use of the communication satellite and making use of the navigation satellite as well as remote satellite. This app, this fisherman can take inside that sea, and it will give where the fish, a lot of fish are available locations it will give. Also that when they are in the deep sea, that this app will give what is the condition of sea and the communication with the people from the shore. So that way this is very useful for fishermen.
India's first indigenous 9mm machine pistol has been jointly developed by Defence Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and Indian Army. The weapon has been developed in a record time of 4 months. In a statement, DRDO said the weapon has huge potential in armed forces as personal weapon for heavy weapon detachments, commanders, tank and aircraft crews, close quarter battle, counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operations. This is also likely to find huge employability with the central and state police organizations as well as VIP protection duties and policing.
Government today refuted the reports in a section of media that Railways has been charging extra fares from passengers. Railway Ministry said the report is misleading and baseless. It said festival and holiday special trains were started as per the long-standing practice to clear the rush. This year, there has been pent-up demand on many sectors on which the festival trains were running. These festival trains have been continued to clear the rush. Haryana Chief Minister Mr. Manohar Lal today launched aviation services between Chandigarh and Hisar at Chandigarh International Airport. On this occasion, the Chief Minister said that a new chapter has begun in the direction of aviation services in Haryana. The distance from Chandigarh to Hisar will be covered by this aircraft in 45 minutes. The service has been started under the Udan scheme of the Government of India. He said there will be a daily flight between Hisar and Chandigarh at a scheduled time. CM said that air service will start from Hisar to Dehradun on January 18 and from Hisar to Dharamshala on January 23rd.
The 51st International Film Festival of India will pay rich tributes to legendary filmmaker Satyajit Ray. This was announced during the Golden Jubilee edition of IFFI in 2019 by Secretary of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Amit Khare as part of the centenary celebrations of Satyajit Ray. IFFI will showcase Ray's selected films Charulota, Ghore Baire, Pother Pachali, Shatranj Ke Khilari and Sonar Kela as part of this tribute. Here is a song from the movie Shatranj Ke Khilari. Round 5 won 11 international prizes, including the inaugural Best Human Document Award at the 1956 Cannes Film Festival. This film, along with Oporojito and Opur Songsar, The World of Opu, formed the Opu trilogy. 24 days before his death, Ray was presented with an honorary Academy Award by Audrey Hepburn via video link. In his acceptance speech, he called it the best achievement of his movie-making career. Harvest Festival Makar Sankranti has been celebrated today. The festival is seen as a celebration of the end of the winter solstice month and also marks the end of the winter harvest. The festival is known as Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Uttarayan in Gujarat, Bihu in Assam and Posh Sankranti in West Bengal. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have extended their greetings and wishes to the citizens on the occasion.
In Tamil Nadu, Pongal, the first day of Thai month, was celebrated with traditional fervour all over the state today. Though many parts of the state experienced moderate rains today, traditions were followed promptly. Welcoming the spring season along with the people of the state, BJP President JP Nadda told that it was a happy occasion to be in Tamil Nadu to take part in the festival. Speaking at another function at Chennai, he said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the country was on a path to development.
Prime Minister Modi has taken care that Tamil Nadu should take a big leap as far as development is concerned. And this I am not saying just for saying. I am saying with example. The 13th Finance Commission during the UPA government gave to Tamil Nadu 94,000 crores for the development. But the 14th Finance Commission under Prime Minister Modi in the NDA government gave Tamil Nadu 5,42,000 crores. This shows that what feeling Prime Minister Modi has for the people of Tamil Nadu.
UK PM Boris Johnson has extended greetings to the Tamil diaspora in the country and around the world. While talking to Twitter, Johnson shared a video message and said there is much to celebrate and look forward to.
To our fantastic British Tamil community and to Tamils around the world, I wish you a very happy Thai Pongal. And as you gather together with your family and friends, I believe there is so much to celebrate and to look forward to. Not least, the delicious rice pudding, Pongal, which I hope all of you will be enjoying very shortly. Of course, traditionally this day of worship celebrates the arrival of the harvest, but I also want to celebrate the contribution of Tamils in the UK.
Puducherry Chief Minister V. Narayanaswamy laid the foundation stone for the Rs 12.19 crore mini sports stadium at Annathadal here under the Smart City project. A report from our Puducherry correspondent.
Speaking on the occasion, the Chief Minister Narayanaswamy listed out the proposed 80 schemes under the Smart City project and said that 7 schemes are now underway and another 29 schemes will be started soon. He also said that the tenders for another 11 schemes will be floated at the earliest. The centre will be providing 500 crore rupees under this project and the state government is mobilizing 850 crore rupees. All roads in the town will be developed and the battery vehicles will be operated under the scheme, he added. Chandramohan, AR News, Puducherry.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital is likely to have dense fog in the morning. The city temperature will hover between 5 degrees Celsius and 19 degrees. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature will be around 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected around 33 degrees. Chennai will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 24 and 30 degrees Celsius. In Kolkata, there will be fog in the morning and clear sky later. The city will observe minimum temperature of around 13 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 25 degrees. Srinagar will have partly clear sky. Temperature will hover between -4 degrees Celsius and 6 degrees. Jammu will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. The minimum temperature will be around 7 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 15 degrees. Leh will have clear sky. The minimum temperature will be around -14 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 0 degrees. Gilgit will have mainly clear sky. The temperature will hover between -4 degrees to 11 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, sky will be mainly clear, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 4 to 19 degrees Celsius. Dehradun will observe minimum temperature of around 6 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 20 degrees. The city will witness mist. Chandigarh will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. The temperature is likely to hover between 6 to 15 degrees Celsius. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature will be around 17 degrees Celsius, while the maximum 31 degrees. The city will witness fog or mist in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Ahmedabad will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be around 14 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 28 degrees. In Patna, it will be a foggy morning and clear sky. The minimum temperature will move between 8 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees. And Guwahati will have fog in the morning. The minimum temperature will be around 13 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be 26 degrees.
The stage is set for what promises to be a cracker of 4 tests in Brisbane between India and Australia. After a thrilling third drawn test in Sydney, the series is level at 1-1 as well. If India beats Australia on their soil and clinch the series, it will be a historic defeat. India is the only team that stands on the cusp of registering back-to-back test series wins in Australia. In badminton, ace Indian shuttler Saina Nehwal today crashed out of the ongoing Thailand Open after a hard-fought second-round defeat against Busnan Ongabong Phan of Thailand. Saina lost by 23-21, 14-21, 16-21 in a match that lasted for 68 minutes to bow out of the Super 1000 tournament.
Government today said that due to the global COVID-19 situation, it has been decided that this year there will not be a foreign head of state or head of government as a chief guest at the Republic Day ceremony. MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastav informed this in New Delhi today. Foreign Affairs Minister of Nepal, Pradeep Kumar Gyawali, arrived in New Delhi today on a 3-day official visit to India. Mr. Gyawali is scheduled to meet External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar tomorrow morning. MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastav disclosed that both leaders will co-chair the 6th India-Nepal Joint Commission meeting in New Delhi. The Phase 9 of the Vande Bharat mission is operational from the 1st of this month. Until date, an estimated 112,000 people have been repatriated under this phase from 24 countries through 591 international flights. Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Anurag Srivastav today said Vande Bharat mission has brought back more than 47 lakh people till yesterday. Regarding commemoration of 50 years of Indo-Bangla diplomatic tie, the spokesperson said that Bangladesh contingents will take part in the forthcoming Republic Day parade. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch virtually world's largest COVID-19 vaccination program on Saturday morning. Country's COVID recovery rate improves to 96.52%. WHO team arrives in Wuhan, China to probe the origins of the pandemic. Country celebrates harvest festival of Makar Sankranti, Pongal and Bihu with gay and gaiety. And in cricket, injury-ridden team India to face Australia in decider test at Brisbane tomorrow. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.